So I know in the past that horary astrology was not as easily accessible, or sorry, astrology in general is not as easily accessible to call yourself an astrologer and practice it. You maybe work for a king or and have special rights to practice it on a full-time basis. Has that hurt the practice of astrology and watered down its information that people don't take it with that level of seriousness?
People don't take it seriously because what they hear is a psychological explanation of things rather than the hard facts that the classical system brings to the fore.
Okay. What are some of the common misconceptions people have about horary astrology?
A lot of modern astrology think it's hard and cold and black and white. It gives you a lot of hard and fast answers, but they're based on a very complex system of analysis. So it can actually tell you many more things than the natal astrology will do because it looks at many more issues.
Okay, so do you have an example of where horary astrology is more efficient, whether it be in terms of the time it takes as opposed to using natal astrology?
It's very efficient because you can answer any question in a matter of minutes rather than spending hours and hours analyzing a natal chart. Since you don't care what's happening in reference to a natal chart, the only instrument you're using is the chart for the question. So and you're only answering one question generally at a time, so it's fairly quick and easy.
So it's much more focused, I guess, for the relevant question that's on the questioner's mind.
Right, it's focused on one particular question, one issue. It's not concerned with developing a whole picture for personality.
Do you have any good recommendations for horary books?
Well, classic, of course, is William Woolley's Christian Astrology. My own horary handbook is based on that textbook. It's a somewhat simplified version, and of course it's modern English. Lily's book is somewhat difficult for anyone not familiar with classical English.
Now, horary, the ancient system, was it a perfect system?
No system is perfect. The ancient rules for analyzing questions focus on a lot of different issues. Our society has moved ahead. We have new issues to deal with, and so we have to modify the ancient rules to our modern requirements.
And what are some of those ways that it can be improved and that you've actually been working on personally in your courses?
Well, it's improving and adapting. I've adapted the rules for warfare, for analyzing questions of warfare, to questions about sports events. So you can predict the outcome of a sporting event to a high degree of accuracy. Other issues such as medicine has moved much further ahead than it was 300 years ago, and that again has taken a lot of work, but it's well worthwhile doing.
Now, I know in the ancient system, outer planets such as Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus were not integrated into the classical system because they were simply not discovered and couldn't be seen by the naked eye until the use of telescopes. Is that something you also integrate into your astrology as well with those additional planets?
Well, I found the modern planets very useful in certain types of questions, especially regarding lost objects, regarding medical questions. So you use them as co-rulers of the signs that the modern astrologers say they rule alone. For instance, Pluto as co-ruler of Scorpio works fairly well, but I also use Mars as the classical ruler. The two together seem to cover all the possible questions.
Okay. Now, do you think horary astrology, as effective as it is, will become mainstream amongst modern astrologers anytime soon?
No, I don't, for a simple reason that it requires a lot of practice and effort. I think I mentioned the example of a mechanic earlier. Unless you do it every day, you don't keep up your skills. And modern astrologers want to do this, want to look at a chart once or twice a month. and that's all they want to do. They're not inclined to work at it every day.
So what makes horary astrology so difficult to learn?
It has a lot of rules, but it's like any other system. Physicists don't complain about the complexity of physics. They simply go out there and learn what has to be done. If astrologers had the same approach, then everyone would be an expert astrologer.
Great. Well, Ron, I want to thank you for your time with thespiritconnect.com. To learn more about Ron, you can first of all actually see some of his articles at thespiritconnect.com, but also go to his website at aquariusascending.ca. Ron also has his Horary Handbook, which he's rewritten the version of William Lilly's Christian Astrology, and he also teaches within the Toronto GTA area. Thanks again, Ron, for your time.
Thank you.